Hey, it's Meatball.
And Mark.
And this is the Rocker Morning Show on demand from 107.7 RKR. 107.7 RKR, it is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
I am tired.
Yeah, I bet.
Late night for all of us.
Yes. Oh, not
it
me.
was a ton of fun. Yeah, what happened to you last night, man?
I made good life choices.
Okay.
The older I'm getting, the more I realize that I just have to start saying no to things.
Yeah.
So I say yes to too many things and then I pay the consequences.
Yeah.
And I was having dinner last night and I'm like, okay, time to go to the show. And I was like, nope. Nope. I have hit a wall.
That switch
and I'm
just
yawning while driving. And I'm like, I am in no place to be going to a concert right now.
Yeah.
And that was true because I literally got home, laid down, instantly passed out. So I got to start listening to my body. That's been the biggest thing. That's been the biggest takeaway for me this year.
Yeah.
Is start listening to my body and start saying no to things and stop saying yes to everything.
Right.
Why? You know?
Well, you missed John Waite.
I really wanted to go to the show, but I mean...
You've seen Styx before, though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I've seen Styx before, for sure.
What about John Waite? Have you ever seen him live?
I have not, and I'm kind of bummed because I did hear that he put on a great show.
Oh, my God. I got there late, so I missed about the first half of his set. Mm-hmm. But I got in there, man, and let me just say, John Waite rules.
Yeah.
The dude was doing like, modern bands do on stage. He's sipping out of his water bottle and then like splashing it all over the crowd, so throwing it out there, throwing cups of like picks out on the people and stuff. That dude is 72 years old.
Wow.
And he still looks and sounds incredible. Like, I don't know what it is about those guys in, Styx and Chicago and Journey and John Waite and stuff from like the 70s bands and stuff that had the high voice, kind of singing type stuff.
Yeah.
Those guys took care of their voices and can still rip into their 70s. Like I couldn't have told you any difference between John Waite when he released those songs, even with the babies and stuff, to what he was singing last night. It was phenomenal. It was great. Just everybody was awesome last night. I got a kick out of Lawrence Gowan and his little spinny keyboard that he plays for Styx.
Oh, yeah.
Because it comes out, on the platform, and I forget every time I see it that he uses it as a prop. Mm-hmm. And he's like turning it and spinning around the whole stage, and he's like playing it backwards and spinning circles around it and stuff. I mean, it was so much fun. That dude's 74. Like,
man.
It was great. And then
impressive.
There's those points in those Styx shows. And that's, I was talking to a buddy the other day. It was like, the 80s hair band was like the answer to the super polished 70s rock bands, and stuff. Mm-hmm. But man, there's something to be said about those super polished 1970s, early 80s rock bands like Styx that just put on a show. It's clean. It's choreographed. It's just awesome. And those moments when all five of those guys are up on their microphones, at the front of the stage, just blasting all those harmonies and stuff. Oh, my God. There really is nothing like that moment at a show. There really, really isn't. It was awesome. I'm sorry you missed it.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. But, hey, I'm glad people were able to go. I'm glad we were able to hook people up with tickets.
Yeah, the crowd was good. Everybody seemed like they were having a good time. I did not make it I didn't make through the whole show. I left about 9:15. So... that 4 a.m. alarm does come pretty quick. But I have seen Styx before, and honestly, I think last night that might have been the best I've ever heard them sound in the, 4 or 5 times that I've seen them, maybe. It was great. So the real affirmation for me, though, last night was John Waite. I went there not recalling a single one of his songs to leaving Wings Event Center last night and putting on The Babies and the song Missing You from his solo work. And playing the game of, okay, what TV show and movie have I heard this song on? And I think I came up with Missing You. I came up with like 2 or 3 movies and at least 1 TV show that I heard that song on. And I was like, man, I know John Waite a lot more than I thought I did.
7 RKR. It's a Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse.
And Meatball.
All eggs will be going through a major change starting December 31st.
Okay.
This is something we've known about since 2019, but is now just being reminded to residents because it's about to take effect. And this was before you even got here, Meatball. So you may not have known about this. I hope that stores are preparing for this because the last thing we want ahead of the new year is another egg shortage or for prices to skyrocket like they did last year.
Right.
Back in 2019, Michigan signed legislation that basically starting December 31st of this year, all eggs sold in the state have to be cage-free.
Oh.
Yeah. No longer like caged eggs. They all have to be cage-free. Now, many stores have already been doing this, but now it's going to be a law. In general, basically what this law prohibits, it prohibits business owners from engaging in like a sale of any kind of shell egg in Michigan that they know or should know is the product of an egg laying hen that was basically confined in a manner that's inconsistent with the cage-free requirements.
Okay.
The requirements there, the law is basically going to put the responsibility on any business owner who sells. So going forward, like indoor environments, the hens have to be free to roam unrestricted, except for the parameters outlined in the law.
Yeah.
Farm employees also have to be able to provide care to the hens while standing within the hen's usable floor space as well.
Okay. So is this because I mean when I go get eggs, I literally grab just the cardboard carton. You know, for the most part, the jumbo grade A eggs or whatever that are are those cage free? Do you know?
It depends where you get them from.
Meijer. Say I'm just going to Meijer.
I don't work at Meijer, so I couldn't tell you. You can call Meijer and ask them for sure, though, or go on the app.
But I am curious, because I mean, there are a lot of egg options, obviously, when you go to the store. Like, which ones are not? Because I mean, a lot of people will make a big deal out of like these are cage-free eggs, you know?
Well,
and
they
it's
have
written real big.
They will indicate on the carton whether or not it's cage-free or not.
But like some make a bigger deal out of others, and I think there are some companies that take advantage of that. And they're like, these are cage-free, and they charge an extra $1.50 or $2 for eggs, versus some that are just like these are cage-free. You know, and it's just the normal price for eggs or whatever. I don't know. I've never honestly paid this close attention to eggs before. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, starting December 31st, all of them are going to be cage free. So
it sounds like this is going to be like much safer, at least, maybe even a little cleaner environment for the chickens and hens.
That's at least what I'm gathering. So again, everything you need to know about this and how it could impact your grocery store is on the 107.7 RKR app. And, just reminded of last year. Hit us up right now, 978-107. I really want to know, what was the most expensive you saw eggs get during that egg shortage that we had? I think that was like January of 2023.
Oh, I remember
Things started getting crazy. 978-1077. If you can remember the most expensive eggs you saw, hit us up.
It was so bad that even we were giving away eggs in the Daily 5 trivia game. You remember that?
Yes.
Like, you know, times are bad when the radio station looks out for the community by giving away $20 worth of eggs.
No yoke.
Really? Come on.
It's time to turn up your dials and tune out the traffic because we're playing the Daily 5 on the Rocker Morning Show. Testing the mental magnitude of your favorite morning monkeys on the radio. And now, your hosts for the Daily 5, Meatball and Mark Frank House.
It is the Daily 5 where Mark and I ask each other questions. The other one answers. Today, Mark is asking the questions. I'm answering. And I got some help today from Gene. Good morning, Gene. How are you?
Good morning. Good.
Awesome, Gene. You got to help Meatball get 3 out of 5 questions correct. If you do, he will take the 2-1 lead for the week. If not, I will take the 2-1 lead for the week.
All right, let's do this.
Meatball looking for a crucial victory today.
Anything.
Geography is question number 1. North America's geographical center is located where? North America's geographical center is located where? Winkler, Winnipeg, Rugby, North Dakota, or Aberdeen, South Dakota?
Well, I flunked geography.
Oh, no.
I like to keep it in our own state, though.
Right.
Our own USA.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be because you have, you know, Mexico that reaches way, way down there, you know, into Central America. Canada goes a long ways up there, too. I have this feeling it's going to be in North Dakota.
All right.
Yeah, let's go North Dakota, Mark. Final answer.
North America's geographical center is located in Rugby, North Dakota.
Woo! There we go.
I knew it had to be a USA question.
All right. General knowledge. Neophobia is the fear of what?
The Matrix.
Outer space.
No, go ahead.
Neophobia is the fear of what? Outer space, new things, or babies?
I don't know what class that was, but I flunked that one too.
Awesome.
Neophobia. My brain goes to like neonatal, so like kids and
I was
babies.
thinking babies.
Yeah, I think it's going to be babies. I think we're in agreement here. We're going to stick with it. Final answer.
All right. Yep.
New things.
New things.
New things. Neophobia is the fear of new things.
All right. Well, that sucks.
It's okay. 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Sports. Question number 3. You might know this. In 2005, Roy Oswalt's contract stated that if his team won the National League Championship, he would receive what? A Ferrari, a bulldozer, or a monster truck?
Who was it?
Roy Oswalt,
Can you tell me who he played for?
the Stros.
They played for the Astros. I mean,
I've never even heard of him.
if he's in Texas, it's got to be a monster truck, right?
Yeah, monster truck or a dozer, I would think.
I want to go full redneck Texas boy in Houston for the Astros and say monster truck, Gene.
Yeah, I would too.
All right, let's go monster truck. Final answer.
Monster truck, final answer. You were on the right path, Meatball. It was a dozer.
Ah, dang it.
But if it makes you feel any better, the Stros won the NLC and he did get his bulldozer.
That's awesome.
Right.
All right. Got to get these two. This is a good one. Entertainment. Legendary actor Christopher Lee is one of the most decorated actors of all time.
Yeah.
Which of these characters did he play first? Sherlock Holmes, Count Dracula, or the Mummy?
Oh, wow.
Mummy.
I was leaning towards the Mummy as well. And he's played all of these
lean
characters.
and we always fall.
He has He has played all of these before.
He has played all these characters. Dracula and Sherlock Holmes.
And the Mummy.
And the Mummy. So we both said the Mummy, and we've both been leaning the wrong way, I think, with our first guess. What do you think about Dracula, Gene?
Dracula sounds great.
All right, we're going Dracula. Final answer.
Blah, blah. Dracula, final answer. You actually got it right.
It was the Mummy.
It was the Mummy.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right, well, I go 2-1 for the week, but Meatball, still plenty of time for you to get a W here. But, Gene, regardless, you won a pair of tickets to Donut and Beer Festival, man.
All right. I like that.
Hey, we appreciate you supporting the Rocker and for trucking it along there across the state, man.
Thanks very much. You guys do a great job.
Hey, thanks, Gene. We appreciate you, buddy. 77 RKR is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
I saw this up on the app this morning, Mark. There's there's that joke going around that kids quit reading books when we quit incentivizing them with personal pan pizzas at Pizza Hut, you know?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It's back.
Yes.
And it's coming with some changes.
Okay.
In fact, it actually never did leave. Pizza Hut is officially kind of reviving and giving new life into the Book It program. It's going to be revived in the friendly confines of the red-hatted pizza joints. They did start this back in 1984. And, of course, the idea was to get kids to read more books. And in conjunction with their school's participation, they bring in a reading list to Pizza Hut. And if they did the required reading, they get the little star sticker, to put on their Book It button. And then they get a free personal pan pizza when it was filled up. And let me tell you, I read a lot of books when I was in grade school. Ate a lot of pizza, too. More than 1.6 billion personal pan pizzas served. Not to me.
I was going to say, damn, bro.
Yeah, very hungry.
Okay?
Yeah, to reading children across the country since the program began in 1984, which is awesome. And now, Mark, they are expanding the program even more. Pizza Hut is announced as a celebration of 40 years of the Book It program, they will give away 1 million personal pan pizzas, and this time, all ages can participate.
Oh, man.
Quote, whether you're a young student just discovering the magic of reading or an adult rekindling your love for books, Pizza Hut is here to celebrate your journey with a free personal pan pizza, because great books deserve great rewards. Now, here's the thing. The adults who want to take part in this don't actually have to read a book to get the sticker and the pizza and stuff. They just give you a code in the links that we have up at WRKR.com. You still get a free pizza. And it's only valid through the end of the month or until they give away the 1 million personal pan pizzas. But you don't have to actually read a book to get it. And I think that's the wrong approach for this. I think it sets a bad example. You know, we need to bust out our old buttons and demand that Pizza Hut do it the right way.
Yeah, I mean, if kids have to read to get it, the adults should have to too. And it can't be like Hop on Pop or something like that. Like,
right.
You're an adult, so you need to finish The Hobbit or one of the Game of Thrones novels. Something that's at least a little bit more challenging and on your level, or something interesting.
Yeah, like, can you imagine? I can only imagine the list of books that adults would come up with for this, you know?
Somebody just read the entire Fire and Ice series, Ready Player One and 3 Body Problems.
Or those, oh my God, those romance novels.
Oh God, the Danielle Steele.
A lot of people still read. Just imagine walking into Pizza Hut, handing them your Book It button and your reading list for the week, and the lady behind the counter just turns ghost white and faints.
Yeah, I read Intimate Passions. My guess is if someone that looks similar to Fabio's on the cover, it's probably not on the reading list.
107.7 RKR is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball. Mark Frankhouse on the line. He is the guitarist for Asia, featuring John Payne and the Alan Parsons Live Project. He has a new album out, 2023 AD, and a new Talk Shop live special with Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers out now. Please welcome Jeff Coleman to the Rocker Morning Show. Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
I'm good. Kalamazoo, Michigan. I'm from Toledo, Ohio, originally.
Yeah, just right down the road. It's too bad you're on the wrong side of the border, though.
That's right. I spent a lot of time in Detroit as a kid, going into clubs. You know, I remember back then you only had to be 18 to get in. I was like 15, but I had my brother's fake ID.
Oh yeah.
They would just ask you, your Social Security number, and it was on there. And if you knew that, you could get in. So
Right. Oh my gosh.
I looked like I was 13, so going to Harpo's.
Yeah, they let you slide on that one. Let's start with your album, 2023 AD, that came out in May. It has such a wide variety of sounds and influences. We've been jamming it in the studio. What was the overall goal while writing this record that you wanted to accomplish?
It's a hard thing to frame like art or whatever it is that you're trying to do. I don't even remember the processes of doing it. You start writing a few things that feel cohesive, and next thing you know, you build momentum, and then it's like, okay, this feels like an album, and you just kind of continue the process.
Yeah.
It usually happens pretty quick, if you're inspired and, things are not getting in the way, life is not getting in the way too much.
I will say, just listening to this, if anybody's listening to this interview right now, that this is really good album for cruising down the road too. This is like a good road trip album.
Okay, I like that. I listen to a lot of music when I'm driving. It's a good way to kind of clear your head. And
it's a good variety of like rock and kind of blues and a lot of different experiences in there.
Yeah, and I got to bring in some great players that, they added nice stuff to it. I mean, this cat, Shane Gallus on drums, is bar none one of the best drummers you're ever going to hear in your life. Canadian guy. And I got Chad Smith on the second track, Tongs and Thongs.
Yeah.
Can you talk about this track? One, how you got Chad involved with it, and two, where the title Tongs and Thongs came from?
So we have a band called the Bombastic Meat Bats, which is just as ridiculous as that title. And we were working on a new record with that group, a third studio album. And I think at the time, Chad started getting busy either Frusciante. I think Frusciante was coming back into the fold with the Peppers.
Mm-hmm.
So I had brought that song in for that group. And then it sat around, and when I was making this new album, I thought, man, this would fit right in perfect the third track on the record.
Yeah.
So I texted Chad, and he said, hey, you want to hijack your tune? It's your tune. And I'd love to play it. And I go, man, that'd be great. And the week I wanted him to come in, he was getting really busy with Iggy Pop and the Peppers. He gets a lot of calls from Rick Rubin to studio sessions. And it wasn't looking good. He's like, man, I don't know if I can pull it off. And then that Thursday came, and he texted me around 9 a.m. He goes, what are you doing around 1? We'll be in the studio in Simi Valley rehearsing. He's like, I'll be there, because that's the studio where we record drums. And, this guy, Shane Gallus, who's an amazing drummer.
Yeah.
And he's on the rest of the record, Shane is. So Chad just sat down in his set, and, he's like 9 inches taller.
Yeah.
Adjust the seat, puts the headphones on, and rocks it.
Nice.
But was cool because we had played that one a couple times live with the Meat Bat, so he wasn't coming in cold. He knew the tune. He did his first take, and it was a little conservative compared to playing it live.
Yeah.
And I remember saying, how about you fill some holes? He said, oh, man, like Ian Pace? He goes, how about Ian Pace? He says, how about Ian Pace meets Ron Jeremy?
Solid double entendre there.
So the second take was the take. But, I used to work with Glenn Hughes from Deep Purple.
Yeah.
And, we had Chad as a guest on 2 different records. And they were both first take.
That's
awesome.
There's
a tune called Losing My Head, and I think Steve Vai guest soloed on that. And
That's
Chad,
awesome.
It was a first take drum track. So
you've been working with him for a long time, but did you learn anything about Chad that you didn't know previously doing this?
I didn't know he looked like Will Ferrell. I'll tell you, he's as funny as Will Ferrell. Chad is super funny.
I hear he loves it when people compare him to him as well.
He didn't at first. And then they became friends. And I remember him saying, I'm rich now because of the guy. Housewives know who I am. And I'm like, you're already rich.
Oh, man. Well, the album 2023 AD is out now. The Talk Shop Live with Chad Smith is going to be out this week. You can probably watch it again as well on a recurrent at talkshop.live. And the new singles off the album, Tongs and Thongs, featuring Chad Smith, out now. Jeff, it's been a pleasure. Love everything you've done. The album is awesome. And for those listening to us now, go out, get it, order it, jeffcoleman.com. And, man, we greatly appreciate your time today, dude.
All right, thanks so much. You guys have a great day.
You too, man.
Our full interview with Jeff, including how you can catch the Talk Shop interview with Chad Smith, is up now on the podcast. He also speaks to 2 tracks on his album that are dedicated to Jeff Beck and how Eddie Van Halen inspires him to be creative every year. You can listen to that now on demand on the 107.7 RKR.
107.7 RKR. It's a Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse.
And Meatball.
Another Big Lots location in Southwest Michigan has announced they are closing. If you recall, a few months ago, Big Lots announced that all 40-plus locations in Michigan were filing for bankruptcy. And out of the total amount, 11 of those stores would be closing. It was just announced that Benton Harbor is the next one to shut down. Damn. This is only a few months after we had our location here in Portage shut down.
Yeah. Have you been to Big Lots before? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I went to the one in Portage. And it was like here and gone before you knew it. But I went on opening day, so it was pretty wild. The Benton Harbor location recently made that announcement, which you can read in full on the 107.7 RKR app, saying that they had been added to the closing list and basically will begin the process of going out of business this Friday, October 11th.
So a lot of good deals going to be happening there. Clearly, there are going to be a lot of closures with this closing. Some serious deals people are going to take advantage of. But I really got to wonder what's going to happen to all these Big Lot buildings that are closing.
Meatball, I think I have a theory.
Okay.
I think this is phase 1 of getting Spirit Christmas stores in Michigan. Think about it. All the 11 closing down. We've only got 10 Spirit. If you didn't know, Spirit Halloween announced that they're opening Spirit Christmas stores, but there are not any in Michigan. You can read about it on the 107.7 RKR app as well. But I'm saying with 11 new open shops, you have 11 new opportunities for Spirit Christmas. You hear me? Spirit Halloween, we're doing our part. You do yours, damn it.
Corners and the darkest ends of this world. From the Michigan Dogman to Bigfoot, the Melonheads of Allegan County, and people from Ohio. This is Weird Ass Wednesday.
Well, just a day after we find out that there is a literal wall of silver hidden in Michigan for people to go hunt for up the Keweenaw Peninsula, it was announced that another treasure hunt has come to an end, and this one being the world's longest ongoing hunt as recorded in modern history. And this one was a hoot. 31 years, 5 months, and 9 days after this thing was hidden, the hunt for the treasure of French author Regis Hauser has come to an end.
Regis?
Regis? I don't even want to say it. I don't know. He's French. This hunt started in 1993. He wrote a book called On the Trail of the Golden Owl, and to promote his book, he actually created a real treasure hunt for a golden owl that he hid in the forests of France.
Wow.
Now, in the book, there were 11 puzzles that would reveal the final location of the golden owl, and it was actually something that he assumed would happen very quickly. But all the puzzles were real, and they would lead to a real location where this owl was. 31 years later, people still were searching for it. But yes, finally, the game is over. Co-creator Michael Becker announced on his Discord channel that someone had finally finished all of the puzzles and discovered the real golden owl in the forest. Quote, "We can confirm that the golden owl was unearthed last night simultaneously with a solution upload that was sent to the online verification system. There is therefore no need for you to go digging at the location you assume to be the hiding spot." This is kind of a weird translation from French there. French. Gosh.
French.
Yeah.
French.
There we go.
Dressing.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Hauser unfortunately died in 2020, and he was the only person who truly knew the location of the owl. He's the only one who laid eyes on it before he buried it. However, when he passed, he made sure that Becker, his co-creator, got all of the puzzle solutions. It's unclear who found it so far, but the prized owl wasn't just some stunt. It was a real golden bejeweled owl. It weighed 22 pounds, is made of silver and gold, has diamonds in its head, and is worth approximately $165,000. That is the real one. The one that was buried in the woods, though, is a bronze replica. And whomever found it can now turn it in to collect the real one, which Becker has in his possession. What makes this even funnier and crazier is Hauser, even up until his dying days, swears that the puzzles to find the owl were so insanely easy. Even he said if all searchers put their knowledge together, the owl could have probably been found in 2 hours. And it took him 31 years, 5 months, and 9 days to do it. So
great.
I guess Regis's readers are just a bunch of dummies.
We know who isn't a bunch of dummies. That's our friends at BC Pizza in Kalamazoo, up the road on West Main, top of the hill there, and very easy to find. So no puzzles needed to walk in their buffet. Good Lord. Yeah, definitely take advantage of the buffet tonight, and make sure you get those orders in over the weekend, because it's going to be a busy one, and they're always rocking it out for the community. So shout out to them, BC Pizza off West Main in Kalamazoo. They are our Weird Ass Wednesday sponsor.
107.7 RKR is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
Really good Southern food, right?
Oh, yeah.
Collard greens, cornbread.
Give it all.
Corn, beans, some shrimp, some crawdads you can suck the head out of.
Nope.
No, we're not doing that. No, we're not going to go that far. But one of the Southern delicacies that I am familiar with, and maybe some of Michigan not so much so, they were featured. This food was featured on an episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and it happens to be at a restaurant in Potterville, Michigan, that is easily one of the top-rated restaurants ever to appear on that show from the state of Michigan.
Really?
The name of the restaurant is Joe's Gizzard City. And their forte, can you guess what it is, Mark?
I don't think I need to guess, do I?
It's gizzards. Do you know what a gizzard is?
Yep.
It's for those that don't know, it's basically an organ that helps fowl, turkeys and chickens and stuff digest their food. Mm-hmm. It's a different kind of muscle and organ, and only fowl have them. Well, this place specializes in gizzards, and Guy Fieri was there. This was season 2 of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. So like 2007, 2008 when he was there for this. It is still ranked as one of the top restaurants in Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives that he's ever visited in the state of Michigan. And I love that Guy seems to believe in this video that he'd never had a gizzard before. As a chef, I have to imagine he's had them before.
Yeah, he has to.
At this point. But I guarantee you he's not had them like this, because I saw how they prepare them, and it is completely different. Now for perspective here, have you had a gizzard?
No.
You've never had fried gizzards before?
Nope.
What's keeping you from having a fried gizzard?
The fact that they're gizzards.
You just don't like the name of it?
If they weren't gizzards, I would have them, but they are gizzards, so I will not partake.
Are you not a fan of like Rocky Mountain oysters and that kind of stuff too?
Nope. No oysters for me. I don't like boogers.
No, those are not oysters. Rocky Mountain oysters?
Yeah.
Those are bull testicles.
Oh.
Yeah, calf fries.
Get out of here, Meatball. Get out.
No, that's not on the menu here. He does, okay, Joe's Gizzard City in Potterville does have, burgers and hot dogs and stuff, but literally everything on the menu, I swear to God, is fried. He does a full fried cheeseburger.
Man.
Where he dips it in batter and puts it in a fryer. He does the same thing with hot dogs. He's got these things called Freddy's that are a great dessert. But no, Guy Fieri eating a gizzard at Joe's Gizzard City is easily television that you need to see. And normally, and these are the type of gizzards I've had, when you bite into them, they're very chewy. They've got like a rubbery kind of feel to them. And if they're not seasoned properly, they do kind of have like a texture and a taste of like leather. However, Joe's Gizzard City pressure cooks them with a bunch of spices. So it tenderizes them, and then he fries them, and then, yeah, that's it.
Very happy for him. And everybody who enjoys sucking the heads out of crawdads.
No, you don't do that to the gizzards.
Chomping on the gizzards and munching on bull testicle oysters.
How weird do you think my diet is now that I've talked about?
Incredible.
I think in the last month or so, I'm sucking heads out of crawdads, talking about eating bull testicles, and now this.
This, if this isn't on your dating profile, you need to update, Meatball.
Wait till I tell them there's a place in Oklahoma City that serves up lamb brains and eggs for breakfast, and by far it is the most tasty, beautiful breakfast I've had in my life.
That might be where the pre-wedding dinner might be held at.